Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ng Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapaghusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also a refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Edtech Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Ayan, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, sa mga nanonood ngayon sa ETUlay Online Tutorial Session ngayong Math Talino Day, Friday. Ako po si Tutor Joshua, ang inyong Mathematics 8 tutor para sa araw na ito. Ngayon po ay nasa quarter 4 po tayo at ikatlong linggo na ng huling markahan para sa taong 2020-2021. So, ito pong ETUlay online tutorial ay hindi lamang po para sa mga nahihirapan dun sa sitwasyon natin. Ito rin po ay advanced lesson din na pwede nyo kuhanin kung sa inyong eskwelahan ay hindi pa ito yung mga lessons ninyo. At pwede rin syempre itong maging supplementary material para matutunan nyo pa ng husto yung mga topics natin para sa quarter 4 Mathematics 8. Ayan, good afternoon po kay Sean Shayna Abenohar ng San Isidro National High School, 8 Archimedes, at kay Bianca Claire Alvaro ng Porac National High School, grade 8 naman, Fascination. Ayan po, magandang hapon po sa buong Pilipinas. Tayo po ay live sa DepEd Edtech Unit Facebook page at pati na rin po sa DepEd TV official YouTube channel at pwede rin nyo po itong i-share sa inyong mga klase, sa inyong mga kaguro para sa kanilang pag-view on their own free time. Ayan, magandang hapon po. Medyo malaman po yung ating lesson for this week. Meron na tayong isang MELC or yung competency natin is just prove properties of parallel lines cut by a transversal. Pero maraming bagay na kaakibat yung parallel lines na kinat nga ng transversal, hindi lang ito isang pares, magkakaroon tayo mamaya ng iba't ibang classification at iba't ibang paraan paano may papakita yung mga angles na nabubuo doon sa parallel lines, pati na rin yung mga konsepto kung bakit siya totoo, bakit tama yung nakukuha natin na sukat at yung relationship ng mga angles na kinukuha natin. Ayan, good afternoon po ulit kay Hudson Mike Guevara ng District Doña Magdalena, Gafood High School na grade 8 Jasmine. Ayan, Pagadian City, si Mirandi Lobaton. Good afternoon po sa ating lahat. So, ulitin ko po, no, medyo marami at malaman yung ating topic for today, kaya simulan na natin. Ayan. So, recall muna tayo. Nung tayo ay grade 3 pa lamang, or grade 4, natutunan na natin yung konsepto ng lines. At sa konsepto ng lines, meron tayong tinatawag na parallel lines. Yung parallel lines na yon ay yung mga lines na hindi nagmi-meet or they do not intersect at a point. Tapos nung tayo naman ay grade 7, natutunan din natin yung konsepto ng skew lines. Sila rin ay lines na hindi nag-intersect sa bawat isa. So ano yung pinagkaiba nila? So tingnan natin yung illustration dito sa bandang kaliwa. Okay? So dito sa illustration, meron tayong tatlong lines. Yung line mula A papunta sa B, yung C papunta sa D, tsaka yung vertical line mula B papunta sa E. Alin kaya dyan yung parallel? Alin kaya dyan yung skew? Okay? So when we say parallel, okay, we have AB and line CD are parallel lines. And we have line CD and line BE are skew lines. Una, they do not intersect. Yun yung basic definition ng dalawa na yan. The difference is, yung dalawa na parallel lines should be on the same plane. Kung nasa papel sila, nakadrawing sila on the same paper. So kung nakikita niyo yung parallelogram dyan sa illustration, yun yung nagsisignify sa atin ang plane. Ngayon, kung hindi siya magkasama sa iisang plane, ang tawag na natin doon ay skew lines. Okay? When you say skew lines, they do not intersect. Kung titignan natin, itong line na ito, ayan, itong line na ito, parallel siya sa line CD. Okay? Pero, line AB is not parallel or not skew to the vertical line kasi nag-intersect siya sa B. The main concept is do not intersect. Okay? And the symbol for parallelism is this one, dalawang patayong linya. So, yun yung sinasabi natin for parallel lines. Okay? So, I hope that you know the difference by now of parallel and skew lines. So next, last quarter, diniscuss natin syempre yung pagkakaroon ng axiomatic system sa ating math or sa ating geometry. At yung axiomatic system na yun yung rules or set of rules na govern everything in our Euclidean geometry. At itong postulate na ito, ang ating pinakamalaking condition na kailangan masunod sa Euclidean geometry. If there is a line and the point not on the line, then there is exactly one line through the point parallel to the given line. Medyo mahaba yung postulate na yan, pero ang ibig sabihin lang yan ay ito. Meron tayong line L, dun sa ilalim yung kulay black. Tapos maglalagay tayo ng tuldok na wala sa line L. Okay? Iisa lang yung line na dadaan doon sa point na iyon na parallel doon sa naunang line. Kahit anong mangyari, wala na tayong madodrawing na line na magiging parallel pa doon sa nauna. Yun ay for Euclidean geometry. Kasi meron tayo ibang pang klase ng geometry na hindi lang isa at marami pang ibang pwedeng mangyari. So ito yung pinaka-rule na hindi dapat mabuwag or hindi dapat malabag dun sa ating Euclidean geometry. And there's exactly one line through P parallel to L. And kapag naglagay tayo ng transversal, which is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at different points, doon sa ating parallel lines, we could form angles. Okay? At yung angles na yon na-form nung transversal at nung lines. At sabi ko nga kanina, meron tayong special names or meron tayong katawagan sa bawat pares o bawat relationship na mabubuo ng mga angles na yon. Na-discuss na natin yon nung mga nakaraang linggo. Yung iba naman doon ay na-discuss din yun nung grade 7. Kaya babalikan natin sila, saka natin i-observe ano ba yung nabubuong relationship regarding their measurements. Ayan. So in this diagram, meron tayong dalawang line. We have line M and line P. Nasaan yung transversal? Sabi kanina, the transversal cuts the lines at different points. So not necessarily na magkapareho or magkatapat sila. It could be anywhere on the plane. Basta it's on parallel lines. We usually cut parallel lines using the transversal. And ang pangalan niya is T in this example. Okay? So bilangin natin yung angles na mabubuo starting from the upper left corner. So we have this one, angle 1, angle 2, we have angle 3, and angle 4. So meron tayong 4 na angles na nabuo doon sa first intersection. Tandaan na nag-intersect yung dalawang lines at we will form 4 angles in those lines. Then kung 4 doon sa taas, we also have 4 doon sa baba, given 2 parallel lines. Okay, so we have a total of 8 angles formed by the transversal and 2 parallel lines. Pag magdadagdag pa tayo ng parallel lines, syempre madadagdagan din yung number of angles natin. Okay? So there are 8 angles formed. So we have terms on the angles formed. We have the exterior angles. When you say exterior, it's the angles or they are the angles outside, exterior, nasa labas nung dalawang lines. So kung ito yung dalawang line natin, nasa labas, yung nasa upper or nasa lower. Pero depende yan sa orientation ng ating parallel lines. Pwedeng nasa left, pwedeng nasa right. It depends. Okay, so you need to find the 2 parallel lines first before you identify the exterior. Okay? Kung meron tayong exterior, meron tayo sa labas, meron din tayo sa loob. At ang tawag natin doon is interior. So, nasa loob siya. So, ano yung interior angles dito? In this case, we have angle 3 and 4, and we have angles 5 and 6. Sa kabila naman, yung nasa labas, syempre. Okay. Next, we also have what we call alternate. Okay? We have alternate. When you say alternate, magkabilaan. Okay? Or opposite. So, ayan, different sides. Yun nga, different sides, opposite sides of the transversal. Tandaan na, opposite sides of the transversal, not the parallel lines per se. Yun yung pinaka misconception when you say alternate kasi. So, alin dito yung magka-alternate? So, alternate yung 1 and 8 kasi pareho silang nasa exterior but they are on different sides of the transversal. Okay? Again, they are both exterior angles but they are on different sides of the transversal. Magkaiba sila ng lugar sa transversal. Then we have 2 and 7. We have 3 and 6. And we have 4 and 5. So yung magkaka-same ng color dun sa ating illustration, yun ang magkaka-alternate. Okay? And we also have what we call corresponding. Corresponding naman are angles that are in the same position relative to the parallel lines intersected by the transversal. Medyo mahaba yung ating definition dito, no? Pero tatandaan lang natin na when we say corresponding, Ibig sabihin nito, they share the same orientation or they share the same measurement. Later on, may makikita tayong okay. Later on, may makikita tayong relationship regarding their measurement when we talk about corresponding angles. Okay. In this case, we have 1 and 5. We have 2 and 6. So, titingnan natin, pareho yung buka, pareho yung measure nung corresponding na nilagay natin. So, pareho din yung 2 and 6. And then, the orientation is also the same. Yung opening niya nakatapat sa ditong side. Okay, pareho silang naka-open dito. Okay, pareho silang naka-open dito. Okay. So, what else are corresponding angles? Okay, we have 3 and 7. They opened on this part of the plane sa lower left ng ating plane, no? And then lastly, we have 4 and 8. Okay? Huwag kayong malito doon sa binigay nating kulay. Kasi the terms are just the are the classification and definitions. Pero in essence, the meaning of those, okay, the meaning of those are just, they have the same measure. Okay? Halos pare-pareho lang sila kung tutusin, pero we take note of the measure, not just the terminologies. Okay? Ang tatandaan lang, pag alternate, magkabilaan. Pag corresponding, same position or same orientation. Okay? Sabi ni Hannah Lucy Kawilan, yung magkatapat, like 1 and 5. That's correct. Corresponding yun. Yung parang magkatapat. Okay? So, we have the properties of parallel lines and the transversal. So, lagi tayo magkakaroon ng given na parallel lines. Kasi, we cannot form alternate angles or corresponding angles technically kung hindi parallel lines yung i-describe natin. May mafo-form man tayo, maiiba na yung property na mabubuo natin kapag hindi na sila parallel. Okay, so let's have the properties given the corresponding angles. So, ayan. So, yung property is actually the corresponding angles postulate. Ayan, ibig sabihin nun. When we draw corresponding angles from parallel lines, meron tayong parallel lines, ano yung palatandaan na meron tayong parallel lines? Itong arrowheads arrowheads na nakadrawing within the line. It's either given siya sa taas or pwede rin naman illustrated dito sa baba. Okay, so yun yung palatandaan natin for parallel lines. Next, ano yung ibig sabihin nitong corresponding angles postulate? Whatever we form using parallel lines, yung corresponding angles, they are congruent. Parehas yung measure nila. So for example, this is 140. Okay? Yung angle 5, 140 din. They are congruent. When you say congruent, the measures are the same. Okay? So kung 140 yung angle 1, angle 2 should be 40. Later on, we will explain. Okay? At kung 40 yung angle 2, the measurement of angle 6 is also 40. Kasi nga, they should be congruent or they are congruent. So ayan. Ito yung corresponding angles postulate. So ito yung mga kailangan natin tandaan. Next. Ayan. When we have parallel lines, tulad nga nung kanina, we have what we call alternate interior angles. When we say alternate, they are on opposite sides of the transversal. Tandaan na, transversal. Okay? Next, when we say interior, alam na natin yan, sa loob. Aling loob? Itong part na ito ng parallel lines. Kasi nga exterior yung nasa labas. Okay? Ang nakakalito lang dito, when we say alternate, kailangan opposite sides of the transversal. So in this case, we have angle 3 and angle 6. Okay? And we have angle 4 and angle 5. Okay, so 3 and 6, 4 and 5. So ano ang napansin natin doon sa alternate interior? Okay? So sabi ko nga kanina, we usually use same colors for this one to represent same measurements. So we have what we call the alternate interior angles theorem. Medyo mahaba yung pangalan. We usually take the shortcut of it. Paano? It's called the AI, alternate interior angle theorem, or AIAT. Okay? Na kung meron tayong parallel lines, okay, na cut by transversal, then the pairs of alternate interior angles are congruent. So for example, si angle 3, ayan, yung angle 3 ay measure is 37. Okay? So sino pa yung may measurement na 37? So alam natin na si angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. So definitely, si angle 6 measures also 37 degrees. Lagyan natin ng degrees. Okay? Sabi ni Mirandi Lubaton, so may concept ng supplementary angles. That's correct. Kasi line ito, naka-form tayo ng line. Kapag nabuo yung line, it's 180 degrees. Makakabuo tayo ng dalawang angles which are supplementary. Therefore, kung 37 itong angle 3, ano kaya yung measurement ng angle 4? So we will just have 180 minus 37. That would be, that is 10. This should be 7. So we have 143. Tama ba? Tama. So this is 143 degrees. Ngayon, by the AIAT, ayan, nakahabol si Rem, talo si Gumbi, at si Hannah Lucy Kawila. Ayan, very good. So makukuha natin na yung angle 5 also measures 140 degrees. 143 rather. 143 degrees also. Kasi nga, they are the same. They are congruent. Yeah. So, it's very basic. Kung titignan lang natin kung ano yung magkamuka, yun yung parehas ng measurement. So, inaalam na natin kung ano yung konsepto, kung bakit totoo yun. Pero take note, gumagana lang siya for parallel lines. Ayan. Ayan, nakahabol si Hudson Guevara for 143 degrees. Next, ito na yung ating pangatlong property. Yung una is corresponding. The second one is alternate interior. So, kung meron tayo alternate interior, meron din tayo alternate exterior. Okay? So, nasaan yung alternate exterior? Alternate, again, should be opposite sides of the transversal. Pero nasa labas nung dalawang regions. So, the alternate exteriors here are angles 1 and 8 and angles 2 and 7. Ayan. So, tulad kanina, okay, yung alternate interior angles natin are congruent to the pair. Yung pares. Tandaan na, yung pares ang magka-congruent. Ngayon, dahil yung alternate exterior natin magka-same din ng measurement, we could say that the angle alternate exterior angles are also congruent. Ang tawag naman natin dito na shortcut is A, E, A, T. Okay? Alternate exterior angle theorem. So tulad kanina, if this is, let's say, 100 degrees, Ano pa yung isang 100 degrees? Sabi ni Princess Manalo, pareho dapat yung angle 1 and angle 8. So this should be also 100 degrees. Okay? Next, dahil nga supplementary yung nabuo natin na magkatabi, this should be 80 degrees. And then dahil alternate exterior sila, this should also be 80 degrees. Ayan. So addition, subtraction lang yung ating gagawin to get the measurement given a value. Kasi usually for higher levels, we look for the value of x, no? Pero in this case, kailangan matutunan natin talaga yung basic. Tsaka natin i-apply yung next order ng ating lesson. Yan. 2 and 7 is 80 degrees. Very good. I think this is the last property for parallel lines, and it's transversal. Same given. We have what we call consecutive interior angles. Okay, consecutive interior angles. When we say consecutive, okay, when we say consecutive, yun yung magkasunod. Okay, magkasunod on the same side of the transversal. Okay? So again, kung kanina alternate opposite sides of the transversal, for consecutive, they should be on the same side of the transversal. Transversal. Okay? And then dahil interior sila, nasa loob. So in this case, angle 3 and angle 5, and the pair angle 4 and angle 6. Okay. Ngayon, ano yung difference niya maliban sa same side ng transversal? We have a theorem. Ayan o, same side, interior angles. Okay, we have a theorem that we call consecutive interior angle theorem. Kung kanina, they are congruent, okay? Kung kanina they are congruent for alternate interior, for consecutive, we have supplementary. Ano ibig sabihin ng supplementary ulit? When we add the angles, the sum is 180 degrees. Okay, lagay natin yung sum. Sum is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? So when we add the measurement of angle 3 and angle 5, it should be 180. Ganon din si 4 and 6. So for example, si angle 6i, let's say 72 degrees. Okay? So si measurement ng angle 6 is 72 degrees. Ano kaya yung measurement ni angle 4? Tandaan na kapag pinag-add yung dalawa, the answer should be 180 degrees. Okay? Ano kaya yung measurement ni angle 4? Ayan, hintay tayo ng sagot. Okay. Watching from Doña Magdalena, Gafford High School. Si Vincent Agustin. Ayan. Ng 8 rows. Good afternoon. So ano na pong sagot? Again, no, they are consecutive, meaning they are supplementary. So we just subtract. So it's equal to 180 minus 72 degrees. The answer is 108 degrees. So yun yung measurement ni angle 4. So nakatama sila Hannah Lucy Kawilan, Hudson Guevara, and Cecilia Domingo for this question. Ayun po, madali siyang intindihan, no? Basta you see the patterns. Okay? Kailangan po, you are very observant of the lines, kahit na sabihin natin obvious. Pero may patterns kasi tsaka konsepto na kailangan maintindihan. para mapatunayan yung tamang sagot. Okay? So let's observe. Given daw na si angle 1 ay 100 degrees. Kailangan lang natin ng isang measurement, masasagutan na natin yan lahat. And using different properties ng parallel lines. Okay? So ano kaya yung mga measurement nung iba? So check natin. Si angle 1 daw, tsaka si angle 4, ay vertical angles. Take note ha, kanina, puro properties tayo ng parallel lines. Pero there are also concepts ng angles, okay, and lines na applicable for this lesson, which is one of those vertical angles. At anong alam natin sa vertical angles? Ang vertical angles are congruent, meaning si angle 4 ay 100 degrees din. Ayan, 100 degrees. Okay? Next. Si angle 1 at si angle 2 nagfo-form ng linear pair. Ano ibig sabihin ng linear pair? Una, nasa line sila at pares siya ng angles. Okay? So, kung nasa line sila, ibig sabihin, yung sum ng measurements nila equal sa 180. At kung 100 na yung isa, 80 yung kabila. Kasi nga 180 yung total. Okay? Again, when we say linear pair, they should be supplementary. At kapag supplementary, 180 degrees yung kanilang total. Next. Given pa rin na, isa lang yung given natin kanina pa. Si angle 2 and si angle 3, alam natin vertical angles kasi magkatapat sila, they are opposite. So sabi ni Cecilia Domingo, the measurement of angle 3 is also 80 degrees. Tandaan na, vertical angles, usually, dinidescribe natin sila, they are opposite of the same vertex and same of the given to intersecting lines. Okay? Again, two intersecting lines lang yung basehan natin for vertical angles. So, they are congruent. Okay? Next. Si angle 1 at si angle 5, kung napansin ninyo, maliban sa parallel lines yung meron tayo, nakabuo tayo ng corresponding angles. Again, how do you know if they are corresponding? Again, we have parallel lines noted by this illustration. Ito sa arrow na yan. At yung corresponding ay, they have the same orientation. Pareho yung opening nila or yung angle measure nila and they open at the same direction. Ayun yung palatandaan natin for corresponding angles. So we have here measure angle na 100 din. And then tulad kanina, we could get everything. Vertical angles, yung 5 and 8, 100. Yung 5 and 6, form a linear pair, it's 180, so it's 80. So kinukuha lang natin yung iba't ibang relationship between the angles and we could prove. Tulad nito, yung corresponding angles are congruent. 2 and 6, parehas. 3 and 7. Then we have 4 and 8. So technically, without using two-column proof, napakita natin na yung corresponding angles ay congruent based on the given measurements. Ganon din yung alternate interior. Nasaan yung alternate interior? It's 3 and 6, yung nagbi-blink. Ito, 3 and 6. These are alternate interior. Tapos 4 and 5. So dahil magkaiba sila, kaya natin box. So these are alternate interior angles. Tandaan, they usually pair. Okay? Magkakapares sila. Next, alternate exterior, nasa labas. That's 108. Ayan. And we have 2 and angle 7. So yung consecutive, sila on the same side. Pero in this case, interior. And we also have what we call consecutive exterior angles, no? Kasi nga, pwede nating isa sabihin na ito ay 180 degrees din. Okay? Pero we do not have, what we call this? Yung mapagagamitan ng consecutive exterior angles. Yung consecutive interior angles kasi, magagamit natin yan when we go to grade 9. Okay? Kaya kahit na hindi nyo siya kabisado word per word, yung trait or characteristic nung postulate or nung theorem, magagamit nyo kahit pagdating nyo ng higher grade level. Ayan. So let's have a quick exercise. Okay, for activity number 1, determine if each pair of angles are corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior, consecutive interior, or vertical angles. Ayan, sabi ni Ram Gafud, tama po. Some references refer consecutive interior as same side interior and same side exterior. Okay. Tama po yan. Meron nga kasing pinaggagamitan yung term na consecutive and magagamit nyo siya pagdating nyo ng grade 9. Okay, so dito tayo kay angle A at angle C. So, kaya ko bang ituro yung angle A? Up, hindi. Ayan. So, si angle A at si angle C ay corresponding angles. Paano natin nasabing corresponding angles? Kung i-drawing natin, pareho siya ng orientation and direction of the angle measure. Okay? Kaya natin siya ma-recognize as corresponding angles. Next, angle A and angle E. Okay? Angle A and angle E. So ito siya, angle A, same kanina. And then angle E yung nasa baba. Take note, they are on the exterior. Op. Buburahin. Laser. Yan, pwede ko palang burahin. Okay, kung papansinin nyo, laser na lang. Kung papansinin nyo, yung A, nasa exterior. Yung E, nasa exterior din. Dalawa pala yung lumalabas. Okay. 10 na lang ulit. Yan. Yung E nasa exterior din. So technically, they are exterior angles. Pero are they on the same side? They are on different parts or of the transversal. So sabi ni Hannah Lucy, it's AEA or alternate exterior angles. Ayan, pati si Ram Gafud. Ayan. Next, for number 3, AG, they are vertical angles. Correct. Kasi nga, they have the same vertex. Tapos, they are actually opposite each other nung nag-intersect yung dalawang lines nila. Okay? So, we cannot just say na kahit opposite sila, they are vertical angles. Kailangan may follow-up palagi na galing kasi siya sa dalawang intersecting lines. Okay, number 4, B and F. They are alternate interior angles kasi they are inside. Screen, pointer. So, ulit, no, this is the exterior. This is the interior. And we also have another exterior. Okay. Kaya Yung B and F, they are in the interior, tapos alternate. Magka-opposite sila ng parts. For number 5, they are consecutive interior angles or same side interior angles. And then last, for number 6, they are corresponding angles. Okay. G and E. Ayun pa pala, no, ang corresponding meron lagi sa interior at meron din siya sa exterior. And they are on the same side of the transversal. Marami siyang characteristics na inyo may isip pa. Okay? So we have this one. Last activity natin for today. Kanina, we identify the parts. Now, we give the measurements. Ang sabi rito, find the angle measure of the following angles if the measure of angle 5 is 50 degrees. So, kahit isa lang yung given natin na measurement, we could get everything doon sa set ng measurements na yan. So, ilagay natin dito, this is 50 degrees. Makukuha ba natin kagad yung measurement ni angle 1? Yes, actually. Bakit? Kasi angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So makukuha agad natin yung measurement ni angle 1, which is 50. Okay? Again, angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Next, makukuha ba natin yung measurement ni angle 3? Yes. Meron bang iba pang paraan? Actually, there are two ways to get the measurement of angle 3. Using angle 1, 50 degrees din ito. Bakit? Vertical angles kasi sila. Okay? What else? Yung isang reason, angle 5 and angle 3 are alternate interior angles. So they have the same measurement. They are congruent. Okay? Next, sabi ni Mirandi Lubaton, number 3 is, or angle 8 measures 130 degrees. Paano nakuha yung 130 degrees? Again, there are different ways to solve for this. Una, meron tayong line K. Okay, kung nakikita niyo yan. We have two angles on that line. Or actually 4, pero on the same side. And kapag ganun yung nangyari, linear pair yon. At kapag linear pair, the total is 180. So we just subtract 180 minus 50, you will get 130 degrees. So that is 130. Ayan. Next, ganun din. 180 minus 50, you will get 130 degrees. Pwede rin na vertical angle theorem yung gagamitin natin for angle 6. So, we are left with how many angles? So, umuulit-ulit lang yung measurement natin. So, next one, angle 7. Saan pareha si angle 7? We could use any relationship with the angles formed in the parallel lines. So, pwede si angle 5. Pwede si angle 4 pero wala pang angle 1. So this is 50 degrees. Maraming reasons, maraming way kung paano siya sasagutan. So how about angle 4? Angle 4 for number 6. Correct? That is 130 degrees. Okay, and last, for number 7, angle 2 is also 130 degrees. So, umuulit lang siya. Kasi nga, when you have parallel lines, tapos na-cut siya ng transversal, the orientation, the measurement, yung itsura niya ay parehas. Okay? So, I hope na hindi na-review yung ating konsepto for parallel lines. And napatunayan natin yung mga konsepto ay totoo using measurements and using concepts, mga konsepto rin na napag-aralan natin in the previous year. So this would be one of the last lessons natin for geometry. Meron pa tayong isa on perpendicular segments. And ito yung magagamit natin for the next geometry class or geometry lessons for grade 9. So kung hindi nyo man ito maalala or wala kayong copy ng notes, tandaan that this lesson is available sa ating YouTube and Facebook channels for ETUlay and DepEd TV. So, self-check. Na-prove ba natin yung properties for the parallel lines cut by the transversal? Yes. Technically, we did not use two-column proof para mapatunayan yung properties, pero we used another way of showing na sila ay totoo. Okay, with that, that is quarter 4, week 3 for Mathematics 8 on properties of parallel lines. Lagi pong tatandaan na nandito lang po ang DepEd at ang ating Educational Technology Unit para po magtulay pa sa inyo, hindi lang sa estudyante, pati po sa ating mga kaguruan at mga magulang ngayong pandemyang ito. Maraming salamat. Happy weekend po sa ating lahat.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan sa Lunes mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Science. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!